Yasan so emo akwa bibim back into TV. The weather no and someone day. Ayena yetin say ya ayayem bese yebe wasted all time. Na ayene in the year 2024 in some bebre na ne see yebe pay more 2025 so in some bebre na ne.
Katre Ghana any John Dramani Mahama any wiase nyina e fa sa flood ya e kwaso e we Greater Accra no eno nie. One say the money we gave to tackle floods since 2025 is still sitting at the finance ministry because the finance minister has refused to release the money to the appropriate authorities, World Bank on Ghana's 2026 floods. And I just want to edit in some eto aponoso. Now the one can say so since 2025, which is last year, abaywe ebasono. One dry sikabi according to reports and just said is about $350 million be say abayno emfa fight a yes chronic flooding ya e koso e the country's capital a Greater Accra no. Nenso so the finance minister Mahama Ato Forson ayo bonitrimo pose say sika no on release e mayemfa enditwuma e wo oman Ghana mu a. Now in fact question will be a ebizane say so sika na World Bank de buy no e hwemfa e na e wo, and according to a World Bank for report no omosan aka no ha pain say the finance ministry introduced a ceiling on project disbursement and temporarily swept 13.8 million Ghana cedis from the project designated accounts. So garage project no or a finance minister no AGC Kebi edi efrim 13.8 million Ghana cedis. One edi efrim na ebisa Ato Forson and say himfa and a one edi ekoye. In fact, and the one we no one blaming another than go for to say okoji about 350 million Ghana cedis and I said dollars no if you World Bank for buy and one fan dituma and on ene kofiton to and so akwa kofa sa IMF for World Bank for report ida ba beto abonten and wo chiremu project and then another than go for edi ye and the eka ye aban we ba beto ye and 2025 the World Bank signed be kan ho a wonom atena so a wonom ama ensu ajiri afa yenuanom a wo Greater Accra no yenye bre nti enemi enu nyina enchiremu no.
So the question people are asking is, where is the evidence of the monies that have been spent to deal with this problem?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, the Garrett money is $200 million that first came, or let me not say came as in given to government. That was funding that was secured. But as of June 2024, almost to the end of year 2024, only 130 million had been given to the government of Ghana.
Out of the 200? Out
of the 200, as part of...
The 2019 one?
What?
Because, is it the 2019 one?
No. The project was secured in 2019.
Okay.
But as of 2024, the funding that had come from that 200 million was 130 million. I have all the data here.
So
I will share the report with you. Your producer can share the specific screenshot on the screen from the Garrett report. As of that time, in fact, the report I will share with your producer was produced in June 2025. As of that time, the amount that had been released was 68% out of the 200 million. Then, in addition to the 200 million, another $150 million was also secured. When you combine it, that is where you get the 350 million, that money, the figure that's been going around. Combined, 350 is only 36% that has been disbursed or has been utilized.
Where's the rest of the money?
It's with World Bank and the government of Ghana. Because you see, what people have to understand is that when World Bank say that we are giving you X amount of money or you have secured X amount of money, World Bank will not just give the money to you outright. You actually go through what we call progression, and then they release it based on performance. Just like the IMF funding. IMF, government secured $3 billion with IMF. But they gave it to us in 7 tranches.
So let's assume you are saying that they release it based on performance.
Based on performance. In fact,
So
I have the performance.
Yes.
I have the performance tracker here.
Are you indirectly admitting that you did not perform is the reason they didn't
No,
release
actually,
the
I don't
amount
have
of
to
money?
say anything. I'll read to you what the current minister, AJ, went to the garage sites. The current minister, he went to the various garage sites. In fact, this one is May 5th, 2026, here on the garage website. And this is the Minister of Works and Housing speaking. The Minister of Works and Housing and Water Resources, Honorable Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, has expressed satisfaction with the progress of ongoing drainage improvement works in Carnation during a monitoring visit to key project sites under the Garrett project. This is the Minister of Works and Housing. In fact, I will read the specific quote from the minister to you. According to the minister, quote, "I am satisfied with the pace and quality of work so far, and I encourage the contractors to maintain this momentum to ensure the timely completion of these critical projects," unquote. This is the current minister visiting Garrett projects. So let it be stated on record that this government itself has admitted the performance of the Garrett project. So, but the record is this. What I want to state is, let nobody sit here that a Akufo-Addo government took $350 million and squandered it. No, that is a fat lie.
And let me get the data correctly. Did you say that you got 38% out of this?
36% out of the 350. I'm giving you two different figures. Pay attention. I said the first tranche that was secured was 200 million.
Yes.
Out of the 200 million, the specific number from the Garrett project is 127 million.
Yes, I got that.
Okay. Then another tranche of 150 was secured. Out of that 150, zero has been released.
The import of my question, the import of my question is, you're saying that you didn't get the full amount, right?
Now, the government has not received the full amount.
Aside from the Garrett project, for which you quote the minister, the current minister for Works and Housing, the question is still where the evidence of the rest of the...
I'm confused. Are you asking me a question or she's asking me a question?
No, we're having
please, just a second. Okay. I'm asking you the question. You're saying that you didn't receive the 400% of it.
Yeah.
So let's assume that the percentages you've given us really are the amount of monies you received.
Yeah.
The question still remains, aside from the Garrett project that you're quoting the minister on, the evidence of the works that were done. I just quoted to you the 450 million of the National Flood Control Program, among others.
So see, my sister, here's the thing. Here's the thing that we all have to, please, 1 second. We all have to address our minds to. If you listen to the current minister and then you juxtapose it with the previous minister, the argument is that to fight the flooding problem, we need between $5 to $6 billion. Okay, 5 to 6 billion United States dollars. I have just told you, out of the Garrett, we have only received 127 million.
Mr. Tonto, I'm not sure you're answering my question.
I'm answering your question. Your question you're asking me is 400 something million was spent. And I'm saying that if you don't put the issues in its proper context, which is, what is the total expenditure we need to make to be able to completely eradicate flooding?
So the question is, out of the amount we received, we did this, we did that, we did that. That's what I'm asking, not the overall.
But I've given you some of the projects we have done. Are you saying that the 400 million is part of the Garrett project? You are saying that is a different funding.
I said it's for National Flood Control Program.
Is it part of the Garrett project? You see, let's not confuse issues.
I am not talking about that. I'm just saying that. And earlier, perhaps I should refresh our memory. I gave the data about the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development. Of course, that's the Garrett one we're talking about, 200. I've talked about Gamma, which is $150 million. I've talked about another Garrett additional financing, 150. Gamma 30 in 2024, and I'm asking you that you've stated that we didn't receive all the monies, as you said, and I'm asking that the ones you received, what specific project? Maybe we dredged you, or this is how much it cost us. We did this. This is how much it cost us.
You are stating specific projects that you are saying the government embarked on. What I would hope for is for you to tell Ghanaians that this is what the project was meant to do. What I responded to was a specific funding, Garrett. Now, there are so many expenditure that will go into flooding mitigation. I mean, from time immemorial, how can one person, how can I know every single funding that has gone into flooding since 2025 or 2023 or 2020? I'm one person. The point is, he made a specific comment on Garrett, and I shared my knowledge on Garrett. If you are referencing other expenditure, that is a discussion we can go into. But I specifically answered his comment on Garrett. So for you to throw out a different funding and tell me that I should tell you what that funding went into, how am I supposed to do that?
The reason I'm asking the question, you talk about the need for the president to take responsibility, and I'm asking the question that, okay, within this last period, we've had monies for various projects.
What period are you defining?
We're talking about between 2013 up until now.
So
we've had money for, and I think I did mention it earlier. So the question I asked was, looking at the impact, what we saw yesterday, it seems like we didn't even do anything at all. In as much as we admit that the flooding issue in Accra is multifaceted.
No problem. I'm saying that is a broader conversation. But you cannot hold me accountable for every money spent over since 2013, you said. You cannot hold me, Kofi Tonto, accountable for what Mahama did and everything. No, that's absolutely unfair to me. The specific request I responded to was what has been claimed that Akufo-Addo received. And I am saying, what Akufo-Addo received is not 350 million. What Akufo-Addo received is 127 million.
Abusia, and some will be enono. Na yeshemu susua aban we pa na yeshemu one of their flagship policies pa na say onom ebe fight eye sa flood ya na etan ekoso ewo eye Greater Accra no na so abusia omo ba ye no e kam akoye say even the ekoso na nsen for the past 4-5 days ni no ye hu hwe aban no mpo ekọ okra no or the helicopter ene koye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia yin na hu ni tuase ye hu se watiasi form one ono abo asenso bo achenom atiasi form na wonom enase aya techibi na ye kan say victims mpo ehun a anokra be mo manyasam eye empathy bia na say arechichiri bi mpo na wo de wonam wiem ana wo hwe eye say o mindful exchange suom na nipa ewu na ebi nso so ebobna ebusuya areho eno na World Bank for echiri mu a wo jeze abayo no adesika no hemfa anafa a finance minister timi atena sika so say o ye hwe ha ma nipa efam ewu out of chronic flooding ya na etan ekoso e Greater Accra ya ne ebi asan esie no na wonum je say the overall implementation progress remains constrained and is rated moderately unsatisfactory as reported in January 2026 ISR. While detailed engineering designs for most authorized civil works excluding the Aidan landfill have been completed, execution on the ground has been slow. Several contractors remain behind their contractual schedules, and decisions on terminating or restructuring persistently non-performing contracts have not yet been taken by the government of Ghana. Now, ekame say habanwe no omo bae no contractors I was say yehwem omo ko field ekokoye adwuma no one omo sika nkoy eno nti ama work no aslow ana two even say workers and contract no ewo hokra sisi ye krampo na sika e de ebe boa wo mu ama wonom atimi akofom akokoye adwuma no so no finance minister se da ayebo ache bidin on release ne release china ena sika no e da so te ho.